Howdy, this is Jeff Kaplan calling and talking. And I wanted to do this little short talk, and I want to talk about something scatological, something that we all have to do once in a while. You know, and it's something that we don't do as much as we want a lot of times, especially when we're in a hurry and we got to get to work and we don't have time. And I remember one time I had a roommate and he had to get to work and he didn't have time to do what he had to do, so he just said, Gary Baker, the constipated worker. But, that's what I felt like myself sometimes. But, I'd rather be at home, if you ask me, when I do this. And sometimes you're not in a situation where you're at home. Sometimes you're in a public place like school or work or shopping. And, public restrooms are not my favorite thing at all. But, it's just one of those things, like, it's crazy in this country, it's really crazy. It's really crazy. Back in the olden days, they didn't even have bathrooms. Well, they didn't have too many of them, and most of them were outside. And they had a lot of Indians to deal with, and so, I like Indians. But back then, the Indians didn't like white people, and white people didn't like Indians. So whenever they went outside to go to the restroom, they had to carry their gun with them, just in case something happened, But that'd be kind of hard to relax in that situation, and you couldn't take too much time. But then when a couple of generations back, people, they used what they call outhouses, or I used to call them owl houses, I guess because I liked owls a lot. But, they didn't have sewage back in the old days. They didn't have paved streets, and, a lot of people had these things called chamber pots, they'd use these chamber pots. I don't know if you ever saw a chamber pot. We used to call them slop jars. Yep, that's right. My grandparents had them. And we kept them nicely underneath the bed in every room, so you didn't have to leave the room to go. So it was right there for you, very convenient. And so anyway, one of my grandpa's chores was to, we lived on a farm. He lived on a farm. Both my grandma and grandpa lived on a farm. He'd take them slop jars and he'd toss them out behind the chicken house. I don't know if the chickens really appreciated it, probably didn't really care anyway. But their eggs are pretty healthy. I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not, but, times have changed quite a bit. Now we have modern running water and modern sewage and everything else, but, I don't think the bathrooms have really improved a whole lot. I found out that, you should use you've seen these advertisements for squatty potties. Squatty potties are really great. They really work. Get a step stool or squatty potty, and it really, really works, It's not good to do the Valsalva maneuver, which is where you hold your breath and push. That's really hard for your heart. That's not really good for you to do. So, but just get on a squatty potty, get on, your commode and put your feet up on the squatty potty, and that'll be great. I'm not going to demonstrate it for you, but, another thing about it is, people just, I don't even see how they can even function, not going to the restroom. So, but you go to these fancy buildings, these really fancy buildings, like our church building is really fancy. That thing is so fancy, expensive stuff, and all this. Then you go inside the bathroom, and the bathroom's the same old kind of bathroom you see anywhere else. It's got these cheap aluminum metal partitions, and I never could figure out why they got, you could see your legs and your feet down there. It comes up about 2 feet up off the floor. What is the purpose in that? And my wife said, well, that's because in case somebody has a seizure, then you can see them having a seizure, then you can save their life. I'm not going to be in a position to save somebody's life anyway, even if I'm sitting next to them in the stall. They're like a horse in another stall, it's like, and women, they have more stalls than men because they have men have their urinals. I don't like going to a public restroom, really. It's kind of hard to relax. You got to think about being on the beach or laying in a hammock under the trees or doing something else that's more relaxing than standing there, Like if you're at a baseball game or a football game, you go in a public restroom, you're standing there and somebody else is standing there. There's probably about 12, 15, 20 other people standing there and they're all lined up and it's like, how do you even relax in there? So, in America, the bathroom situation is not the greatest thing. And a lot of times people are in a hurry, and so you can't really relax. You can't really go. So here we are miserable and all this stuff. Well, I have a solution or something that might really help. And I'll tell you, it's one of the greatest little things I've ever discovered. And I don't know, find it in my pocket here, This stuff here is called Di-Gize. This is amazing stuff. I'm telling you. Now, a lot of people, because they hold it and they hold it and they don't go and they don't go and they feel miserable and lousy, that's not good. Because, the longer it sits in there, the less water is in there, because down in your colon is a water recycling plant. And the more you have things in there, it reabsorbs moisture from the colon and it recirculates it throughout the body. Well, that's not good. And so you got to go use the potty more if you don't want it to circulate through your body more. Yeah, real cute. Okay, so now here you are, and you have to go to the bathroom really bad. So say you're at a basketball tournament or a wrestling tournament at a school like Cape Coral High School. I was at Cape Coral High School one time, and it was a wrestling tournament, and I wanted to find a bathroom. So I went and found a bathroom. Guess where the bathroom was? It was on the side of the hallway. There were several little stalls on the side of the hallway. And you could actually see the people's feet in there while you were walking by in the hallway. And I'm thinking, no wonder these kids are constipated. They don't even want to go and use that bathroom. When was that building built anyway? Back in the 1930s? I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, when I was growing up, we always had one bathroom. I mean, that's the way it was back in my generation, baby boomer generation. One bathroom. One bathroom for like 6 people. And so that bathroom was in use a lot. So when it was in use a lot of the other people who were not in there were kind of like holding it and waiting a long time. So, and some people go in there and they'd read the paper or read a book or something. And, that's not the way to go at all. I mean, besides, they didn't, not to get too, technical and detailed, but sometimes these bathrooms, the only thing separating the living room from the bathroom was the door. And the doors was not soundproof. And so, as a consequence, my dad used to sing in the bathroom a lot. And so we always used to wonder why he's singing in there, but pretty soon we found out why. And then, later on, I'd start singing myself. But anyway, maybe that's one reason why I have not too bad of a voice. My voice is not as good as it used to be, but, I got a lot of practice. So, but nowadays, the bathrooms, modern public restrooms are just not conducive to going to the bathroom at all, and it's terrible. And I came across this product, it's amazing. I mean, one time I was giving a talk on essential oils, and I had a bad stomach ache, really bad. My stomach was all tied in knots, and I just felt terrible. Well, I had the big D, you know what I mean? And I had to run to the bathroom like 4 times. And then one time I just let it all go through my mouth. I was just really, really feeling bad. But this friend of mine offered me this here Di-Gize, and I put 3 drops on my stomach, and man, within seconds, my stomach relaxed. I couldn't believe it. I just felt so much better. It was unbelievable. It was like night and day. I mean, I'm thinking, why didn't I do that in the first place? I mean, it's like the one time I was sitting in a clinic in a massage school, and, that was back about 14 years ago, and there was this lady sitting next to me, and she was a young girl. She was about 20 years old, and she was just kind of like, ugh, like that. I said, what's the matter? She said, female problems. I go, I got just the thing for you. Because see, I knew about this stuff here, So I ran out to my car and grabbed it. And I said, here, take this. And she said, what is that? And I said, this will help your stomach. What do I do? And I put a drop in her hand. I said, put your finger in there and put it in your mouth. And then, swallow it, switch it around a little bit and swallow it. And she kind of looked at me like, well, are you crazy? So anyway, she did it. Anyway, she got all upset because it tasted terrible, and she ran out of the room. I didn't see her till the next day, and I said, Patrice, what happened? Did you have to go to the bathroom? She said, yeah. Did you have to go a lot? Yeah. Did you feel better after you went to the bathroom? Yeah. So, yeah, it worked. Actually, it was a couple of days later, we're sitting in clinic, and her friend sitting on the other side of her was kind of like doing this thing too. And Patrice kind of nudged me and said, Jeff, give her the same oil you gave me the other day. And, that stuff works. I mean, I had another lady came in to me, and one time she dropped off her son from Bible camp, and she said, Jeff, do you have anything for stomach pain? Do you have any Tylenol? I said, here we are, nurses in here. We don't have any drugs in our house, none whatsoever. We don't have Tylenol, we don't have aspirin, we don't have ibuprofen, we don't have anything. No drugs. Crazy. 2 RNs living in the same household, no drugs. And I said, no, but I got something even better than that. And she rolls her eyes. She was really good at rolling her eyes. She was one of the best roller eyes person I've ever seen. And so I brought back this. I said, here, Margie, rub this on your stomach. And she kind of like that. So she rubbed a couple drops, kind of like going through the motions. Didn't look like she was even doing hardly anything. And she left, kind of like in a huff, 5 years later, I had to go out there. She asked me to come out there and massage her arms because she was having, trouble with carpal tunnel syndrome. And I'm massaging her arms and all that. And she said, Jeff, remember that oil you rubbed on me, or, gave me for my stomach, about 5 years ago? So I said, yeah, Margie, what about it? She said, you know what? It's funny. That stuff really worked. My stomach really felt a lot better. I said, wow, that's cool. Well, it's really cool. It's amazing. I mean, I massaged a client one time. I mean, I rub this on people's stomachs a lot, but one time I was massaging a client at Cape Coral. And, she asked me to massage her abdomen. So I was massaging her abdomen. I'm thinking, since I'm massaging her abdomen, I might as well put a couple of drops of this on her abdomen because it's really, really good for your abdomen. So I did. I put 2 drops on her abdomen, and that was it. And I gave her a great massage. I'm really good at massaging the abdomen, you know what I mean? So anyway, you ought to try it. Well, I got a call a couple days later. Jeff, what was that oil? Did you use a special oil on me on my abdomen? I said, yeah, there's this stuff here. Di-Gize. Well, man, I had to go to the bathroom. I had to go to the bathroom twice. And wow. And so I said, wow, that's really great. Well, what's so great about this stuff? Well, first of all, it's got ginger in it. It's got peppermint in it. It's got cardamom, patchouli, juniper, anise. And I think that's pretty much it. But wow, that's a powerful combination. Oh, it's also got fennel in there. Now, I remember this guy, this famous actor, used to be in the Cheyenne series, Clint Walker. And he was giving a lecture one time or a talk at our convention. And he said, whenever you had an upset stomach, you'd always chew on fennel seeds and always get rid of the gas and bloating. And fennel seeds are really great anyway because they increase milk production if you're lactating. They also give you courage. And fennel smells like licorice. I love fennel. And ginger, ginger helps a lot of things. Ginger promotes, maintains, and supports lack of dizziness. It helps you to have an appetite. It helps that. It helps calm upset stomach. Ginger increases circulation. And it's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful outside of cayenne pepper. It's one of the greatest things for circulation you ever saw in your life. Peppermint, you see peppermint mints a lot at different restaurants, because peppermint is very, very good for helping people that have nausea. I mean, peppermint's helped me tremendously. You might have seen my video on peppermint. So, it's got other things too. And so it's really, really great. I mean, patchouli, anise, decreases the urge to, stick your head in the toilet bowl and let it all go. Like if you had a big night, had a few drinks with friends. So anyway, just so you know, this stuff, Di-Gize, is phenomenal. I don't see how you could even be without it. You should have it with you whenever you go out to eat at a restaurant. Put a drop in your water or put it in capsules or whatever. A lot of people use it on their pets, because it, actually expels parasites. So it's really wonderful. And anyway, that's it. And I hope you have a great day. And I'll talk to you later. Thank you.